Hello and welcome to an episode of Passport to Possibility. I'm Jennifer Harding Marlin, founder of J.H. Marlin Attorneys at Law. Following Kevin's video on why UK millionaires are leaving Britain in record numbers, I'm going to talk more about why this is the case for Canadians as well. So Canada is experiencing a huge outflow of individuals and families that are leaving Canada for a multitude of reasons. Several data reports indicate over 67,000 Canadians emigrated in 2024, the highest figure in 2 decades, with an even higher number anticipated for 2026. And Canada has one of the lowest number of inflow of millionaires ever projected. Over the years, I've regularly assisted Canadian business leaders, professionals, and families making the leap to ensure financial and personal security. Currency weakness, the loonie factor. Notably, I've seen a decline in the number of Canadian clients reaching out over the past year. This trend directly tracks the declining purchasing power of the Canadian dollar, which fell to a 22-year low in early 2025 due to interest rate cuts, trade tensions, and a sluggish domestic economy. Families who once viewed global mobility as a tool for expanding opportunity are now also feeling the pressure to act before their wealth erodes further. As many Canadian news sites have recently highlighted, the loonie's weakness erodes not just travel budgets, but the real value of internationally held assets and investments. Taxes, regulation, and client stories. Canadian policy changes feature strongly in my discussions. So there's been a lot of changes to taxes and regulation. In particular, Ottawa implemented an increase in capital gains inclusion from 50% to 66.7% for gains above Canadian $250,000. And this had sparked planning among clients and investment portfolios and businesses. One recent client in Toronto in particular shared how their decision to accelerate a business sale was due in part to changing taxes. And a lot of Canadians are seeking residency in the Caribbean and Europe. There's also high income taxes, so top combined federal provincial rate exceed 53% and are a real concern amongst many of our clients and conversations amongst our clients with increasing taxes. There's also housing policy and property wealth, so new rules affecting property reporting and ownership combined with high cost of living have created anxieties, continuing to push Canadian professionals and investors to explore safer, more predictable climates abroad. So who is leaving? And interestingly, it's not just a millionaire story, but there's a lot of young professionals that are considering and relocating abroad for more opportunity. Many are viewing citizenship not just as an escape plan, but as a route to more opportunities and lifestyle upgrades. So I moved to Nevis about a decade ago, and I've been outside of Canada for many years, but I have been contacted over the years by more and more Canadians that are looking to relocate, specifically for a lot of the factors that I've mentioned in this video. I hear from families nationwide, from Vancouver to Halifax, who are balancing opportunity, risk, and the shrinking value of their earnings on the world stage. For example, a recent Calgary-based client recently told me their main regret wasn't acting sooner. The loonie's rapid devaluation had already impacted their ability to invest abroad and set up their children's education plans, validating the urgency for early proactive moves. So where are some of the Canadians going? So mirroring global trends, Canadian clients are using Caribbean citizenship such as St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, Dominica for mobility and tax planning. We're seeing EU golden visas such as Portugal for residency, education, and lifestyle upgrades. The UAE, Panama, Singapore for business expansion, work, and privacy concerns. Asia, such as Thailand, as well as Mexico, are very popular destinations amongst Canadians, especially during the winter. And more Canadians are relocating to countries such as El Salvador and considering other options such as Paraguay for residency. 2026 is predicted to set a record for international millionaire migration, more than doubling a decade ago. All as Canada sees not only low inflows, but net outflows of wealthy individuals. My monthly consultations directly reflect this global shift as Canadians are increasingly motivated to leave. The reason Canadians are leaving fall into 2 clear categories. One is the push factors, including high taxation, overregulation, currency weakness, and political uncertainty. The pull factors are opportunity-driven, better tax frameworks, international education options for children, lifestyle upgrades, and more flexible residency rules. Increasingly, families are blending both, securing a Caribbean passport for global access while anchoring their business interests in Europe, the Gulf, or Latin America. What's striking in my monthly dealings with Canadians is that many aren't desperate to leave and love Canada, but are adapting to new realities. The weakening Canadian dollar and changing tax landscape make international diversification a necessity, not an option. I've guided entrepreneurs who move to secure their family legacy and retirees who use second citizenships to stabilize healthcare and savings. At JH Marlin, we help Canadians navigate this complex world with a steady hand, selecting the best pathway, preserving wealth, and unlocking true freedom and flexibility, even as the economic ground shifts. Looking ahead, Canada faces a pivotal question. Will it adapt its fiscal and immigration policies to retain talent or continue losing it to more agile jurisdictions? Countries like the UAE and Portugal are doubling down on investor-friendly frameworks, while the Caribbean continues to attract those seeking safety, speed, and sovereignty. Canada will always be a home for many of us. But the numbers don't lie, and the stories keep adding up, with more and more Canadians looking for options abroad. So if you're interested in getting your passport to possibility and getting more information, you can visit our website at jhmarlin.com or send me an email at jennifer@jhmarlin.com. As a Canadian, I love meeting other Canadians and helping Canadians on their international journey. All the best. Bye for now.